Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Anthony Lietz, the head hockey coach at Novi. How's it going?
It's going good, Casey. Thanks for having me. Good morning.
All right. Yeah. Well, it is morning, afternoon, whenever you may well be watching this
hmm
podcast. So kind of tell us about I know the team is set. And of course, now it's just trying to get ready for that first game coming up in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, it's crazy from when you and I spoke last to now. It's just happened so fast. We have our scrimmage day this Saturday. We play Ann Arbor, Father Gabriel Shard, Pharmacy United. Um, those are two places I started my high school coaching career, so it's kind of fun and fitting that we're gonna start the season there. And then we're also playing St. Edward from Ohio, so they're coming up for the trip. So we'll play, three quick periods against those guys, and then we play a familiar foe for me from the OAA Bloomfield Hills to open up our season this Wednesday. So it's all coming real quick for us.
Yeah. So I think I know we talked about this the last time you were on here, but this is obviously a big story with Novi this year. New head coach once again. Obviously I know it's been a common occurrence in Novi the last few years, but what intrigued you about this job and just kind of what it's been like just to kind of get used to the guys and getting used to you coaching a new team because obviously you were at Farmington the last few years.
Yeah, it's always different. I don't want to say hard because the job, the role is to coach hockey. So that's the easy part. The more challenging and maybe part that takes more just I don't know, dedication and things like that is getting to know your guys and getting to know the culture and the program and just trying to be better than we were before. And you take the things that worked from my last stop at Farmington last 3 years and you try to apply those here. But we have so many great pieces already, you know, kind of set up for me in this first year. We've got some great seniors to lead. We were able to keep some of the staff from past seasons at Novi that have helped, just keep the familiarity. I got a great athletic department at Novi that's, there to help me as much as I need or as little as I need. They're there. And then, I was able to bring a good friend over from Canton to coach with me as well. So, we have all the pieces to be, you know, have a good year. And like I said before the call, kind of get this ship in a good direction here. But I think, the league, it's one of the toughest leagues in the state. I said it at media day the other day, like so many teams we play in our regular season are going to, Beck Road for the state finals every year, whether it be Brighton or Heartland. And then, Stevenson's been there, right? All these teams, Howell's got a great team. I could go on and on about all the other teams in our league. But and then just the coaches in the league, those are guys that, are really good at what they do and they've built great programs. And, me coming from, the travel AAA ranks as coaching a lot of guys that are now graduated and moved on through the KLAA. I just think it's where I'm meant to be, for the foreseeable future. It's where I want to be. And just the opportunity to play some of the top teams in the state and get those schedules. Sometimes when you're maybe on a team not doing as well or you're rebuilding, you're not getting the opportunity necessarily to play some of the best teams in the state. So I'm really looking forward to that challenge.
Yeah. Okay, so now you've kind of talked about getting used to the guys. Now it's time to talk about some of the returners that you bring back and some of the names maybe to watch for Novi this year. So why don't you go start from there?
Yeah, I think the obvious ones, right, are Luke Londo, Trevor Reed, Teddy Donahue. Those were our three top returning guys in points. I think the ceiling's even higher for them this year. I think they could, make a little bit more noise, just being another year older, another year stronger, another year of knowing how things operate here. Um, Jack Beardsley's a super solid, dependable guy, and goes all the way down to Murph and Tunney and Medico and some of these other guys. And then we've got young talent. We've got Brady Chippa, who's going to be a sophomore, and he's a more skill guy. But I've already seen him grow in a lot of ways and just learning from the older guys. Gabe Murray is someone that is a quiet leader. He's a quiet player. He's not going to necessarily, be super flashy, but he does all the right things, and he's one of our leaders this year. So those are some of the guys that are returning. That we're excited for. Hudson Zhao is kind of a Swiss Army knife. He can do a lot of different things for us. Schlicker, and then we got a few new guys, right? We've got Colin Hopp and Speck. They're two freshmen. We've got a kid named Corey Hastoy, um, and then we've got Gabe Lelly, our goaltender, and things like that. So a lot of other players in the Novi High School that we would love to get, but we're real happy with the guys that have decided to come here. So
Yeah. Okay. So, just the camaraderie around these guys, how have the players gotten used to you and stuff like that?
yeah, I think it's just like any relationship. I think we kind of said back in the summer, it's give and take, and just meeting them where they're at. Whether it's asking Lucas Holman how his day was, to asking Trevor, how did baseball go this summer for you? Asking those kinds of questions. It doesn't always need to be hockey. I think that allows them to be able to approach you even when things aren't going right with the X's and O's and maybe the wins and loss column. So I think just making things light is a great way for me to get to know the players. And, it's been great so far. Like, every single kid on this team wants to be there. They want to learn. They don't look at high school as a last ditch effort for whatever. We've already said, for those seniors that are wanting to play at the next level, we're going to start having those meetings on, how we can go about that, scouts and coaches at that next level, how we can reach them, how we can get tape to them. So, because there's some kids that they just want to finish high school here and then go to college and study, and then that's it. So obviously we want to build a strong hockey program and a great culture, but for some of these guys, that if it's just hockey for high school, like, we also want to be attractive to that. So
Yeah. Okay, so I'm literally looking at your schedule right now. There's a lot of good teams that are on there, and a lot of big highlights on the schedule. So why don't you, besides obviously there's big league games. Obviously that game against Northville on the 27th is going to be pretty big. And how excited are you to experience your first Novi Northville game?
yeah, the coach in me says it's just another game, but I know program wise, culturally wise, it's a big one, right? It's, Michigan, MSU. It's like we want that game. We share the rink with them. We see them every day. They've got a great coach and Coach Ryan and his staff. So we know it's going to be a hard fought game. I think it's going to be a great skill game this year. We had a great game with them this fall. And we were successful, but that's fall. It's winter's like an entirely different beast. There's going to be fans there, students. It's going to be real loud, and the players, on both sides have to, kind of do what I just said. It's another game at the end of the day. You still got to prepare the same way, and you got to get the job done. But I think theatrics of it is huge, and for some of these guys that do play at the next level, it's only going to get bigger. So I think it's a great test for us, to be in that kind of atmosphere, and hopefully we can compete, and the rest will work itself out. So
Yeah. Other highlights on the schedule, P trip as well. Of course, Grosse Pointe South will be the team that you'll play in that big showcase out in Livonia, of course, with the KLA MIHL. What are some
uh,
else things that
yeah.
you're mostly looking forward to this year?
Yeah. I think obviously the UP, that's a big one, getting to go up there and then play those guys. I've not coached against either of those teams yet, so just having the opportunity to meet their coaches and play at Michigan Tech for one of the nights will be cool for our players to experience. I'm real big on every year scheduling some sort of game in that kind of field. At Farmington last couple of years, we went to Adrian and got to get a tour of all that, and I think it's big for our program and our kids to see what's at the next level, whether it's ACHA or NCAA or juniors or what have you. So, excuse me, the Heartland one is obviously a big one, right? They won states not too long ago. I'm real close with Rick Adway. He's one of my mentors in the coaching world. So being able to play against his program, I'm looking at the schedule too. Let's see what else we got. We're gonna have a hard weekend of battling in Grand Rapids in a couple of weeks against West Ottawa and Forest Hills. You know, just hearing about what their teams are looking like, it's going to be a dog fight of a business trip, sort of speak. You know, it's definitely going to be fun, but you know, just kind of keeping things in perspective. And then, you know, we play Marquette. That's a team I've not had the opportunity to play for. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, all the KLAA games, and then we play M1 Griffins, another you know, familiar team for me, outdoors at Clark Park in late February. So you know, those games are the ones that are fun. I look forward to just because they're a little different. You know, anytime it's a showcase or you get to travel, are always fun. So
Yeah, I mean, everybody hears about teams going up to the UP. I know Mark and Doug Garrow likes to go down to the lower part of Michigan, so they'll hit Novi, Heartland, and Brighton in those 3 days. So it's always a fun trip, and look forward to seeing that. So
yeah, I think will be a good warm up for them to, you know, and then they go ahead and play the other guys.
yeah, it'll be a fun game for sure. All right. Well, Anthony, thank you so much for the time as always, and best of luck to Novi this coming season, and we look forward to having you on again.
Thank you, Casey. I appreciate all you do for us. Thank you.